The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster Sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides, mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
Thank you. Silence the voice. Hitting the halfway point, as Brett points out. We close out June and go into July, the second half. The second half
Crazy.
of 20...
All-Star break.
21. It is. We're kind of in our all-star break. It's that moment of the halfway point. And get the pros out there, get one good game in, and then come back and finish off the year. Yeah, here we are, finishing off June. A guy, Ethan, emails me, and he says, everything you mentioned in your story is why I hate Los Angeles. What a dump, but at least it was entertaining. I'm like, what is there to hate about the heavyweight champion, if nothing? A mute bodybuilder, topless voice of the Phoenix Suns, a killer pimp, the greatest ass ever, a black albino. Tell me where that story goes south ever, anywhere, except that killer pimp.
Like Brett said, it's got all the makings of a great joke.
It is, yeah. If I told you that I was in, hey guys, I'm in this room. There's a killer pimp, there's a black albino in cabana gear, a mute heavyweight. All right, what's the punchline? No, I'm not kidding. The punchline is you're not here. Let's get it down here.
Suns announcer with his shirt off.
Oh God, I wish that was Al McCoy. I wish I'd have been better friends with Al. Kevin a lot. He's fun. We did the whole weekend. We had a room together, which lasted all of 7 hours of being in that room. It was for sleeping only, and then back at it. First thing in the morning, next day. I need food, brother. I'm with you. Let's go, Kevin. Gotta eat. You're going to keep your clothes on today, right? And then out of the bedroom, from Kevin's bedroom, which I didn't even see him do that, as we're walking out. Shazam! Topless Al McCoy. I'm like, Jesus, you guys sleep together. I had no idea.
Sleeping's for pussies.
That's right. I just got in. I'm high on cocaine. Let's do lines. Wham, bam, slam. McCoy wants to do more lines, you guys. I'm going to take my shirt off and do some cocaine.
They warn you about Al on the road.
Yeah, they do.
Don't hang with Al after the game.
Al tapped me on the shoulder. I didn't even know he was in L.A. Tapped me on the shoulder. You having fun with Kevin? I'm like, yeah, it's great. And he goes, why don't we go in the bathroom and do some cocaine and Addy? You got any Addy? I'm like, no, Al, I don't have Addy. You got Molly, bitch? These queens need to be treated like queens. We ain't got no money. You ain't got no time for Al McCoy. Oh, my God. And then, Brett, you'll love this part. So I stayed at the Westin Bonaventure.
Okay.
It's iconic. You wouldn't recognize it. It's the bluish kind of glass building that's like – it's like 5 cylindrical circles. Everybody knows. If you remember the 80s TV show It's a Living with Ann Gillian.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It's that building in the beginning when they're –
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's that. And then it's been in the line of fire. Heat. They filmed a lot of Heat outside of this. Like, it's iconic. Like, you can't miss it. But for an idiot like me, I forgot the name. The Argo. Oh, I have to look. It's the. Damn it! What the hell is it? In Grand Theft Auto, it's the Arcadius Business Center.
Oh, nice.
So the Arcadius Business Center. Remember in Grand Theft Auto that thing where you had to go out and into a courtyard outside the building, and it's a little park, and then all of a sudden you're high. And aliens attack. Do you remember that?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
That's where I stayed.
Nice.
And so I'm looking down from my room, and I'm like, hold on a tick. I'm in the...
Deja vu.
I'm in Grand Theft Auto, and I am standing in the Arcadius Business Tower, and that's the courtyard. I have to go talk to that lady at that table for the side mission to kill all the aliens. The whole trip changed, because there it is.
Yes.
That's it, the Arcadian Business Center. So it pretty much looks like that. That's pretty darn close. And then right next to it is Union Bank in Los Angeles. And I don't remember what the building was, but that was one where you would...
Arcadius.
Well, and then you get U.S. Bank, which is the tallest building, and that's the one you used to get on top of and jump off with the parachute.
Nakatomi Plaza?
No, Nakatomi's way out. U.S. Bank is that big. It's a big cylinder. It's what an independent. Everybody gathered for the aliens, and they said, "Hey, welcome." It's almost got it looks like it got a crown on top of it.
It's single column, isn't it?
It's a big, giant single one, yeah. But that's the big one. That's down the road a ways. But yeah, that's where the arcade, the business center. So, and then all of a sudden, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Everywhere I look, I'm like, oh, it's all based right there at the Westin Bonaventure, which was amazing.
I was going to say, you sound like Fitz now, because remember when we went to Vegas, he went on his video game tour, and, I had to go out here because they did this video game here.
Sunday morning, I'm standing in the room.
Yeah, Fallout, that's right. I forgot what game it was.
Kevin Ray thought I was crazy. I opened the curtains of the room, and I looked down, and I'm like, hold on a second. There's a lady at a fold-out table in that park right there that I have to go talk to, and when I do, she spikes my water, and then I have to fight aliens. There's the Westin. That's the Westin Bonaventure. And then every time I see it, I couldn't help but sing 80s. Life's not just a French Riviera. Believe me, life's not a charity ball. And Jillian, it's a living. Shazam! Put your shirt on, Al. Put me in the deep freeze, Al! With the catchphrases.
Is the freeway near that?
Oh, the freeway's everywhere. There's 110s right there. It goes right by everything. Yeah. Okay. It's downtown. That's all there is. But it was Grand Theft Auto everywhere. It was unreal. And then we went and visited the pool. I remember the pool just outside of it in the Arcadia Business Center. It's all the same. Oh, and to play live Grand Theft Auto where you can't do actual stuff. But I'm looking around. I kept telling Kevin thought I was crazy. I'm like, all right here is where I would cheat code and jump to the top of the U.S. Bank building, and then I'd parachute off. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like,
he's not a GTA guy.
He never played GTA games, but he didn't. There's It's a Living. Paul Kripple as Sonny, the piano player. I remember him. I forgot about that guy. That's the original cast. That show has the unique distinction of being for 9 years and having a different cast every year. And then for a little while, it was called Making a Living.
9 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was on 3 or 4, or 2 or 3 on ABC, and then syndicated. And then it changed its name, and then it changed its name back.
The piano player stuck around the whole
time,
run, didn't he?
He was there the whole go.
All right.
Yep, Paul Kripple, and so did that old lady. She was there most of the whole run. The one that ran the restaurant.
Yeah.
We all remember It's a Living.
It's not
I feel like an idiot.
Bed of roses. It's just like showbiz. But the main thing, I suppose, is it. No, I'm sorry. I don't know the whole thing. Yeah, so I was in the It's a Living building. There is no restaurant in the It's a Living building.
I got a no-hitter going on that one.
You didn't watch It's a Living?
Yeah.
Oh, Brady. I'm sure
I missed
you stumbled
out.
across it. I've done
Unbelievable.
for a long time, and Jillian was the catalyst for that vehicle to go into the ground. And Crystal Bernard was in it for a little while. Shirley Ralph, yeah.
80 to 89.
It was on for a long time. But yeah, there's the icon moments where you're like, oh, this is the thing from the movie. But I didn't realize how fanboy I was going to get when GTA's Park of Alien Fight, which was one of the more frustrating missions in the whole thing because it didn't make any sense. And you hallucinate aliens, and they come out of nowhere, and you're the only one that can see them, but they're actually doing damage. Oh, and you're high, so your gun's not working right, and it's all blurry, and then aliens are everywhere, right there at the courtyard. It was amazing. Of course, there's a homeless encampment right behind it now, but who cares? That's not in GTA. There you go.
It's not the French Riviera. Believe me, life's not a charity ball. It isn't all a great big bed of roses. It's just like showbiz.
You don't remember this at all?
The main thing
I can't believe you've never seen this, Brady. You either?
Yeah.
No, I saw it.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. No, yeah.
Where were you, Brady? This is right up your alley, too. I mean, it's kind of sort of hot chick. They never really got dirty.
Yeah.
Kind of like 80s Hooters a little bit.
Yeah, it was a Hooters type of high end at the Westin.
Right.
Which, by the way, said they had renovations in 2011. That place hasn't been touched since 1980.
Since It's a Living.
Oh, I slept on the world's worst couch ever. I mean, that thing had more DNA on it than anything you could ever imagine. It wasn't dirty, but it was definitely, it was not up to snuff by today's hotel standards. Yeah, there you go, Brady. I'm surprised you haven't seen It's a Living ever.
Going
then
back.
they changed it to Making a Living for a couple of years, and then it went back to It's a Living. It just wasn't working out. Every year it had a different cast.
Had 3 year.
Every
Between
year it had a
82,
different
85.
cast. Yeah, there's
Because didn't Angeline bail out on that, too?
She left, too.
Okay.
Everybody, yeah. And then Shirley Ralph was in it.
It wasn't a living.
And, yeah, there's Paul Kripple. He was Sonny, the piano guy,
Yeah.
remember? He was wisecracking lounge singer. And I looked around in there because I got TV fanboy too. I'm like, all right, let's see where this was. It's not nice.
He was in Remington Steel, huh?
He's in everything. It was the 80s. You got a job once, you got 30 of them. No celebrity sightings. Somebody asked me, did you see any celebrities? I saw
or any
none.
filming going on, like they close
There's
off
always
a street.
filming. Yeah, there's always that. I don't know what they were filming.
Well,
there
now
places, but
I don't know if it's full go. It should be now.
there was some filming. There's some stuff going on. It wasn't crazy, like full road closures, but set points and star wagons and
No celebs, not even at the game.
that's that's because it's the Clippers.
No.
I mean, I was front row.
No
Los
Crystal?
Angeles,
Billy
but-
Crystal?
No, me and K-Ray were right behind the bench.
No, we saw you. Everybody
And,
saw you
and
on
it was
TV.
it was we had great seats.
Yeah,
That was
you did.
ridiculous how good they were. And because the Clippers screwed everything up so bad, we were sitting in 4 empty seats. So it was 2 of us.
I noticed that. There was a little gap.
2 empty. So I gave Kevin the seat of heterosexuality where we had a seat between us. We didn't have to sit on each other's lap. It was amazing. It was like a, mid-season game. And Mark was in our original section because they screwed up tickets, and he took a picture of our seats. He goes, nobody ever showed up for these either. I'm like, the Clippers blew this, like in a huge way. They screwed something up so bad.
Did they just screw up and put extra seats in down at the bottom there for you guys? Or
No, these
They're
seats
not at
were
capacity, right?
Oh, they're at capacity, all
Were they?
right. Oh, yeah. There was nothing you could do. Like, they just screwed up the tickets so bad that there were a bunch of places you could go. And, like, no joke, probably 200-300 people standing outside with the exact same problem. They just had to find a seat for them, and they had them. They had them everywhere. It was weird. But, going to a Clippers game is not Lakers. You're not. We weren't sitting. I looked courtside. I didn't see any celebrities at all. I didn't see anything good. I text Adam Ray, who said something to me about the Suns. And I'm like, are you in L.A.? Are you going to the game? He goes, nah. I don't think anybody wants to go see the Clippers live ever. They're an also-ran. Somebody sent me a picture of Steve Ballmer, owner of the Clippers. He goes, is this you, dickhead? Just all bald guys are the same now? No, that's not me.
John, would it be
I
an
wish.
accurate description of your night
Yeah.
to call it the handicapped version of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it was definitely as bad as that movie was. The introductions to each weirdo.
Right.
Yes, it's a fair assessment. What's your superpowers? Essentially, so I'm an albino. I swim at night.
Everybody has to announce.
Then I still don't get the girl in the T-shirt. She comes downstairs. My fiance and her parents were up in the room asleep. And this is probably 12, maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock. She goes, well, parents, so I decided to go down the jacuzzi. And I'm like, and that's where you met heavyweight champion Black Rick? And Black Rick's like, that's right. And I'm like, Black Rick, let me tell you. The girl says she leads with my fiance's upstairs asleep. How does that stop Black Rick? He goes, I'm the heavyweight champion. I'm like, I understand that. But does that slow you at all? No. And then Earl, the black albino, because Black Rick and I are talking, makes a move and starts like making headway. The girl from the jacuzzi. And she's like leaning up against albino Earl, who is not attractive, albino Earl. Nothing about a partially nude black albino is a good look. But he's swinging chicks, and all I thought was, Larry, God damn it, if you just tried. I put McFeely in those situations. Like, come on.
Once he would have discovered Grand Theft stuff, he would have.
Oh,
He'd
yeah,
have
it'd
lost,
been
yeah,
done,
we'd have
yeah.
lost Larry. He'd have wanted to go on a tour. But, yeah, McFeely, all I guess, he just put the effort in, and the girl's, her fiance's upstairs asleep, while Black Rick, the heavyweight champion, his albino friend, are going to take care of her. She got up from the thing, and she had a thong on underneath a bikini, like her bikini thong, and her T-shirt wasn't covered and everything. I'm like, Jesus Christ, nobody has any shame in this city at all. They're letting her loose.
Talent scouts in that hallway.
Yeah. And she was all about the albino. Like, you realize I'm going to lose to the albino. You know, if you're a single guy, you're like, the albino's got this one all around. Nobody's ever said that before. Shoot, the albino got her. Well, I'll take her fat friend.
Distract him, getting a pose off.
Well, in Africa, and this is true.
Whoa.
It's true. If you're an albino in Africa, if you're born out, they
you're
kill you
shunned.
like right away.
Yeah, you're shunned.
Because they think you're like some wizard of evil. So he's lucky he was in L.A. because he was touched. Like, women want to find out if he's got a magic spell that they can, put all that whiteness in me. I don't know what it was, but it was crazy. The whole thing was nuts. I just
When's your championship belt arrive?
I wanted to
Staying
get.
about 3 weeks?
We were drunk, and I will admit to having a moment where me and my friend Mark, and then this guy that we were with, Bill. I think Bill was in on this. We were looking up how much that costs to have And I would have the same championship name. I would have Black Rick written on my. I would no reason at all. But yeah, the mute bodybuilder was that was really it. There's your customized. But that's garbage that day. This thing was
6 pounds.
$200. This thing was 30 easy.
Really?
If it was a pound, it was a thick belt. You could curl this. You could do some work with this belt.
Put a soccer ball on it for you?
No, I don't want a soccer champion. Heavyweight champ. And it wasn't encrusted in jewels or anything, but yeah.
A bass for Brady?
I never seen anything like that night. It was crazy.
Billy Bass.
But yeah, you guys would have been a great time to go. Grand Theft Auto, wandering. Great. And go 70 degrees. And it made me wish Grand Theft Auto was real. Because you just go and hose people up. Just walking down the street going, this is great. I killed about 40 homeless people just because. There they are. Where are the aliens? And then there was a guy with no legs. We're walking. Yeah, I know. Well,
the story
it
keeps going.
I was drunk. There was a guy with no legs in a wheelchair, and you know how he's selling stuff. Like he's on the side of the road.
Panhandling?
Yeah, kind of. Just he's got some weight he's trying to unload. But what he's selling is Hall's Mentholyptus cough drops in like 5 different flavors. Which,
okay.
That's what I told Kevin. I'm like, if you need a cough drop, they're over there and where that guy's lap would be.
Free lick.
Yeah, I know.
Some, honey lemon.
His dick is resting comfortably, and his I guess it would be his dick in his bag or like right there, because he was cut off at the hips, gone, and he's just got a box of Hall's cough. New, to his credit, it wasn't like they were old. It wasn't like he's got a distributor. He's distributing Hall's. Like, what an interesting choice. I have no legs. I need to go get some. I have to go get some money. Somehow.
Hot item.
Is it?
I guess.
I guess keep the COVID away. I don't know what that was, but I think if you sell candy, maybe I'd understand if he had some gum. But it was just Hall's cough drops, a whole bunch of them. And I mean, each pack was still full, which didn't surprise me at all. That there were no takers. There was very few takers. And they sell street hot dogs by the millions outside of Staples Center. Brady, you'd have been in heaven. You'd have hated so much of the entire night and day. You would have. It was such an anti-Brady day of, all right, here we're going to pound 4 more. We're going to buy 4 more of these, and we're going to get more drunk. And then we're going to go walk over here, and we're going to walk over here. And we were walking all over the place. You would have been miserable.
Well, yeah.
We got to walk. When we walk all over the gosh darn town. I need a cough drop. Go over to that guy over there with his dick and crap bag on that box of Hall's. And he wasn't really good at selling the Hall's cough drops. He's making,
like the Halls don't move as well as the Luddens.
Well, that would have been true had he had a sack of Luddens hanging off the Halls. But he had a sack, but it was full of his own feces that was hanging off the side of him because he can't poop. He doesn't have an ass. It was weird.
Well, you were in L.A. Elote?
Yep. No elote.
Really?
No, none that I saw. I did not have any elote. Oh, that sounds nice.
Cough drops, and some guy wasn't out there with a shopping cart?
If the legless guy had some elote and Halls, I might have gone for that. I might have doubled up on that. Yeah, he wasn't a good salesman. He was letting the Halls do too much of the work. Like, Halls aren't going to sell themselves on a beautiful day. And I need a mentholyptus or whatever that stuff is. It didn't register to me as a good sales move to have Halls. Yeah, the legless guy was pretty good, stepping over homeless. I got a lot done in 24 hours. Is Steve Ballmer you? I wish.
Getting on my yacht
you
after
think I
the
could
game.
shed this nightmarish face and body and turn it into Steve Ballmer? It's actually somehow a little worse than the way I look, but he's a billionaire. Yeah, I'll take that.
How close were you to snapping John as you walked by the Maze Bank and thought GTA?
The banks are like all things the Union Bank.
Every bank down there?
The Union Bank is the Maze Bank, and then there's you can't, like Figueroa Street has 707, what was that called? Is 800 Wilshire. So 707, I can't remember what it was. You had to go there all the time. Oh, it was the best game ever. Vespucci, 707 Vespucci is 800 Wilshire. Oh. Yeah, there's a list of stuff. But the 2 matching buildings where the California plazas are, it was Grand Theft Auto. I hadn't wandered downtown since GTA came out, and it was pretty great. They have a homeless problem. A little bit.
You can tell it's increased.
It's everywhere, and it's just hanging around. or sleeping through it, which I got to admire. It's the greatest place in the world to be homeless, L.A. It really is. Like, you're allowed anywhere. Nobody gets mad at you. Like
Great weather.
The weather. It's camping. You're basically retired in a campsite. And those people, like, look, I struggle to sleep because my mind races. And so sometimes I'll be like, I'm real tired, but I can't sleep. I don't think I could ever just lay down on the plaza before a Suns playoff game and get serious Z's. I mean, this guy was out. People are stepping over him. They just kind of ignore them. The whole city kind of has this attitude of like, we know. Don't wake him. Yeah, we know. Okay. Don't you want to help him over to the side at least? Nah, he's fine in the middle. I mean, I don't think he's fine in the middle. I don't think anybody should be asleep.
He's a pro.
In the middle. And people just, it was such a crowd of people. You didn't see him till he was like right under your feet. I had to literally step over a human being. I'm like, wow, that was and for me, Brady, being a sociopath, and that was the bougiest moment I've ever had in my life, and I felt great afterward. I thought that was like, man, that was a real success story right there.
Go back and do it again.
I just stepped over a hobo, and I'm going to go to the game. I'm not going to stop for humanity's sake and say, does he need anything? That's not my business. I just literally stepped over a sleeping homeless and walked into the Staples Center. And I, along with 20,000 other people, did the exact same thing. Not one person said, everyone stop. The tragedy of humanity lays before us. Yeah, okay, we'll step over that. We got a game to get to. Hurry up. We're going to be late.
We got QR codes.
My QR code's not loading. Kick Otis out of the way or jump him. We're going in. Yeah, it was a good weekend. But Suns tonight, and that's the important part. And we broke this down before, but you think about it. It's been 28 years since the Suns were last in it in 93.
Did you see while you were in L.A., local news has been replaying that parade.
Stupidest parade ever.
On a loop.
I talked to Kevin Ray about that again. We do not have a parade for second place this time. Because it was they did it on. It was the anniversary today or yesterday.
Oh, is that why? Okay,
yeah.
That's why.
Of that stupid ass parade, the dumbest thing Phoenix has ever done. Next to when they tried to turn Patriot Square Park into that facility and that turned into just a sleeping camp for homeless people. They're like, we're gonna have concerts and parties. Like, nobody's coming down here for this. It's already smells like piss.
You'll see Copper Square.
Copper Square is gonna be the biggest thing ever. No, we'll have the gin blossoms every Friday. God damn it. And they did for a while until the homeless were like, will you get off our stage? We need to go to bed. But yeah, so this is a big thing. But no parade. Anybody, and Cardinal fans, I look at you. If you've got that giant Super Bowl 43 thing in your garage, take it down. The city is too big on celebrating second place. Stop it. That is not the Cardinals Super Bowl. And I'm a fan, and I'm not saying it because I am. That's the Steelers Super Bowl. They won it. Cardinals are not remembered for anything but losing it. It was not. You know what you can put up? And it's still pathetic. NFC champions. 2008.
For a while, Seattle celebrated that first Super Bowl in Detroit.
I don't like when teams put up, Central Division champs.
Yeah, those
conference champs.
Yeah, if the Lakers banners that are in the Staples Center get rolled up, and all they have for the Clippers are pictures of the players. They don't they get nothing hanging from the right. They put the King stuff up, that stays. So the LA King stuff's still in there, but the Clippers don't have a thing but like photos. It's like a yearbook, and no like super players or anything. So, but the Clippers are not gonna have a celebration for second place. That city's used to winning. We have to only promise ourselves a parade for first place, period. And that goes for only men's sports. WNBA tried it. Remember, they won the championship, and they're like, we're going to have a parade. And they're like, Then they drove around the block in like an Outback, and people threw candy, and then they went in.
They were halls.
Yeah, it might have been that guy chucking halls. I can't sell this crap. But yeah, no parades. Kevin and I talked about it. He goes, well, the city. I'm like, no parades for second place. The fact they celebrate. I saw a special about a week ago. It's almost the anniversary on the 27th of the big giant Suns parade. You mean the Suns celebrating the Bulls championship? Because that's what it was.
Barkley had to leave his car. That was the big thing.
Yeah, because it was so crowded. And there were 300,000-400,000 people that showed up for that stupid thing. Dumb. This Suns team gets into the finals. That's great. There's no parade for second place. Especially in this city, because most of the people listening are the participation trophy haters.
Right.
Most of the people in this city, being mostly red, somewhat now, are the we don't like, everybody gets a ribbon. Well, that goes for your pros, too. You can acknowledge them by going next year and rooting them. But the championships are why they play.
I didn't hear. Did you say are you going tonight? You've never
No,
been to
I
a
can't
clinching
go tonight.
game?
I have not been to a clinching game, but I'm not going tonight. It would have been great. But
Therapy?
I got some therapy after this weekend. Yeah, I got some therapy to take care of. Yeah, this weekend set me back a couple of years. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I go to a therapist?
Right.
I'm the one in therapy in this room right now.
They're most well-adjusted.
Heavyweight champ, black albino.
Knows who he is.
Girl who's downstairs swimming with albino. Swimming with albino is a great band name.
Tyrone the Killer Pimp.
Tyrone the Killer Pimp. Rose and her sister who are jerking the pimp off while they tell me about business. A mute bodybuilder, and I'm the one's like, you know what, I need a little help. I got a little mental stuff.
Were you ever in fear for your safety?
Oh, yeah. Well, after Bill leaned down and said, that man is going to kill you. You're about to get, Bill said a great thing because he leans, he goes, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I think you're about to get clipped. I'm like, is it that obvious? He goes, the man is insane. I'm like, I know. And he had one steely, crazy eye that was moving on its own, and the other one was just dead set on me. And I get it now when people say, when I looked into Bundy's eyes, I looked into the eyes of evil. I saw it. I saw a difference. It wasn't just, ooh, this is a scary guy. I'm like, oh, you will kill me. Like, you will kill me. I'm like, I need to go. And then I stood up and Mark goes, what's wrong with you? Like, I didn't know what I was getting into. I just sitting. They were talking to me. You're going to get us all clipped. I'm like, will you guys stop saying clipped? I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, but it's. I'm not going to tonight's game. Let them clinch on their own. But no parades for second place. And anybody arguing with that is a loser who loves celebrating losers. My son came in 7th. That's the same as second. Just a different order of who didn't win it all. Second place is first loser. That's it. Celebrating second place.
Take your silver and get off the Olympic podium.
I'm fine with that. I don't understand silver and bronze. None of those people who win silver are happy. They missed by that. They're worse off than the guy who came in 12th.
You're not capitalizing
You almost
on
got
that.
it. You almost did it.
Nobody gets the Wheaties box with their silver medal.
If you get like 3 silvers, you might get some recognition. But you get a gold and 3 silvers, and people are like, now he's something. Silver is worse. Silver is the tip in, and then, she leaves you for another dude right in front of you. No second place, none. 0. I like this team, but they're too young to have a second place parade. So if we have that, if we all agree that can't be ridiculous, and I don't think the players should want it. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Sometimes if KSLX has a good ratings period, they strut around here screaming about how they're in second and stuff. And we laugh. It's hilarious. Good for you kids. At least the mornings and stuff. I don't know about the rest of the station. I don't care. I understand it's doing well, but I just do my job. But yeah, like when everybody's like, we came in second and there's pride. I'm like, yeah, good for you.
Pride.
Yeah, pride.
Well,
the pride.
I was
the pride
figuring
station.
out which station you were talking
Pride
about.
Station has only come in second like every once in a while. And they lose their minds. And then a week later, they're in 13th again. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, where'd all your pride go? Still got it, but it's quieter. Huh. You're marching around here yesterday like we had Shriners in a clown car about to show up.
Just wait for Black Rick in the morning.
Black Rick in the Hey, I would listen. I would quit this job if Black Albino were on. If we had that kind of courage, Black Rick and Earl the Albino. Earl, worst name for an albino ever. I mean, it's just, Earl's a tough name anyway. I'm Earl. Like, yeah, you got an uphill battle, Earl. I'm also an African-American albino. Man, it looks like somebody bleached Blake Griffin. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And his choice of clothes were terrible. I've never seen an albino's nipples before. They were not a color I've ever seen, I don't think. It was different. It was like a mix of all of the yellows and reds. It was weird. Now I've seen it. Now I know. But anyway, go Suns. Suns in 5. What do you got on the big board of musical treats, Bert?
All right. Wake Up Song brought to you by our buddies over there at Action Ride Shop. And I was just cruising their their Facebook page, and they've actually got the new Santa Cruz bikes in. The bikes have been a little bit difficult, I guess, with COVID and all the factories shutting down and everything else. But they're starting to roll in now. So if you're looking for a brand new mountain bike, you guys know it up. It's Action Ride Shop on Facebook as well as on Instagram, or just go visit the store. They're over there on Gilbert Road, just south of Southern.
I had a friend of mine ask me, he's like, "Where do you mountain bike in the summer?" I'm like, "Just Trail 100." And he goes, "You do it here?" And he's taken like 3 of them up to Flag.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, man, that's something we should do.
Let's do it.
I think we should.
I'm in.
Was your arm better? Good enough?
Give me another week or two.
All right.
I can go back in, yeah.
That sounded
You've said
awesome.
that the last few times.
Yeah, well, I'm with him. I understand.
Another week or two.
I understand optimism with injury.
Yeah.
Because you're like, come on, buddy, let's go, arm. And it's like a week later, like, it's still not quite right. I better not. But that sounded amazing.
Let's do it.
I was like, man, Flagstaff bike ride. I haven't been up there in forever. So.
I think all the forests are all closed up there right now. So I don't
all
know.
the forests in the state are closed.
I don't know what that even means.
Closed, John.
Yeah, I can get in it. I bet you I can find an entry point.
It's pretty foggy.
No way. They man them like the border.
It's like it's a.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, they man it like the border? Oh, we're in. Let's bring 400,000 people with us. Close the forest.
Bike
Stop
caravan.
it. Basically, it's closed so we don't start fires, but the forest is closed. Riding my bike.
All right, we got a couple for your pimp buddy up there, GNR Rocket Queen.
Yes.
50 Cent Pimp, that made the list today. Deftones, Prodigy, Korn, Butthole Surfers for you and Kevin Ray, the guy said.
He was in my room last night.
Yeah. Nonpoint, New Danko Jones, Anthrax, Metallica, Static X, and The Cult.
I've broken a record since junior high of like adult sleepovers and stuff. Like I haven't been with this many buddy sleepovers since I was probably 8th or 9th grade. I think I just stayed over at Mike's house or whatever. I've had a couple, like Hopkins waking me up down at the H&H Ranch. I got K-Ray standing in there.
Yeah, who's a better roommate, K-Ray or
K-Ray.
Hopkins? Okay.
No, Hopkins is great, but K-Ray is quiet. Doug snores so loud.
Sleeps on his stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin doesn't wake up really. He's like that homeless guy. Not only could I didn't just step over Kevin. Boy, we must have done a lot of walking last night. My legs and ass are killing me. Yeah, it's from walking, Kevin. You sleep sound. Went right through him. Shazam, in the deep freeze. God, I wish I was pals with McCoy. McCoy on the scooter? That would have been the greatest visual of all time. Al McCoy, let's get scooters. We're drunk. I'm like, you're right, Al. Just flying up Flower. This thing's fast. I'm like, sure is, Al. Wham, bam, slam. I get it. Catchphrase. What a shot, what a burger. We get
That's
it,
what
Al.
happened. Man,
Yeah,
if I hear that one more time.
Al speaks in catchphrases, and it gets old in like an hour. And can I get you an appetizer or anything? What a shot, what a burger. All right, he needs a shot and a burger. He speaks in catchphrases. It's
Let me guess.
Yeah. Well, this meal's over. Put it in the old deep freeze. All right, Al, that's 9 times with the deep freeze. Yeah, nobody's got that story about Al McCoy, and I've got it with Kevin Ray now. The modern day voice of the Suns, topless in a heavyweight championship belt, drunk in the middle of. Nobody's got that. Hey, Al McCoy and I got drunk once. He took his shirt off and he won a championship wrestling a guy.
And photos are on our Facebook page. So
you put them up there.
Yeah, they're up there.
And you are going to see some drunk eyes.
Some good comments from the earlier ones.
Oh, there are people.
Broadcast legends.
Yeah, the Broadcast Legends belt it was strong. Strong to very strong that evening. And I'm there in L.A., and the legendary voice of the Lakers, Chick Hearn, has a statue out there, and I'm like, nobody's got that. Like, there could be a day where Kevin Ray has a statue outside the building because he's the legendary voice of this Suns team. You know? It's in 20 years, Kevin Ray's standing out there with his thing, and I'm like, I know the real you, dude. I've seen you in a championship belt with your shirt off. Nobody's going to say that to Al McCoy. I've seen you in action. I slept on your couch, McCoy. Don't tell anybody. Wham, bam, slam. All right, I'll try not to. But it was pretty great. All right, let's do, I like the Rocket Queen's pretty solid, too. Butthole Surfer's pretty good.
Let's do Butthole Surfers. We always play Rocket Queen.
Yeah, all right.
We always play
Who's
Rocket
in my
Queen.
room last night's pretty good. I haven't heard that.
That's fitting for you guys.
Yeah. Well, could have been an albino. Could have been a legless hall
Could have been
salesman.
crowded.
Yeah. That's what Vincent says. So crazy to think that Black Powder is pulling girls harder than Larry. I know, and it's just an effort you've got to put in. When Black Powder made the move, in front of Black Rick. He made the move and the girl's fiance's upstairs. She just wanted a glass of wine and to go swimming. She didn't seem like a whore, but she sort of was one, I guess.
Honey, how was your night last night?
Yeah. Where'd you go? Oh, I hooked an albino and a heavyweight champion of nothing. Oh, really? Earl and Black Rick? They're legendary. I wanted to take them back. I'm like, I got to replace Brady and Brett with Earl and Black Rick.
I'd be honored.
I think
actually,
look,
in
and I
this
told
case,
you guys,
yeah.
I'm not even upset about this. This is the best move for all of us. Not only do you guys get replaced by legends, you have the best morning show you've ever heard in your life. And all I got to do is referee it like Mills Lane. It was amazing. It was pretty fun. And it is funny what a championship belt will do. Because he was not in the best shape ever. He's a bigger dude. But he had that championship belt on, and everybody came over. What is this? Who are you? Because it's Los Angeles.
Black Rick.
It's Los Angeles, and everybody's like, who are you? Who are you? I'm like, wow, who are you? What a great question. Who are you? Oh, I'm nobody, says everyone. I'm nothing. That's how you answer that. Are you somebody? Nope. Okay. Like, wow, I just answered that with no. Who's this guy? Is he somebody? He's Black Rick. I don't know who I just met him. Is he a real champion? I don't think so. I think he made his belt himself. Okay, so you guys are nobodies? Yeah. Thanks for popping by. It happened a couple of times, but albinos, legless people. And goddamn Al McCoy's just sitting there at home, not doing anything. Oh, what I wouldn't give. One night to be sitting there going, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to probably butt one of these hookers, John. Shazam! Like, Al! Make it a thing! From downtown, way downtown. Al's in the room. There's a broadcaster's tie on the door. We're not allowed in until the hookers leave. Oh. And then
Those girls could spend hours on his forehead.
On
just
McCoy?
kissing away.
Man. His shirt would be... I wonder if Al's got one. I bet she's got a piece. I think McCoy's carrying. I bet she's got a piece.
I think he's Milton Berle type.
I think he's
throwing it out
He's
there.
got a windsock down there. I don't like being with women. It hurts them too much. Shazam! Oh, my God. I'm bad for vaginal mesh. I'm like turning socks inside out. Well done, McCoy. All right, you got it ready?
Yeah.
The Butthole Surfers, everybody. Who was in my room last night? Al McCoy. 7:12, Suns in 5. It's very exciting. A lot of tension in this city right now. Getting ready to close her out. Got to do it tonight.
98.
Oh my gosh.
98.
Shut the front door.
UPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.